What's good, y'all? What's good? Dropping in to talk to y'all today about some crypto. Got to talk about the crypto, y'all. There's been a lot of stuff happening, and I want to talk about the stablecoin market. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and I think, as I've been saying, RWAs, it's the future of crypto. There's a few blockchains that are dominating the real world asset space. But I think the most important aspect of the real world asset space is the stablecoin markets. This is something that I've been keeping my eye on for several years, and I believe this is where it's at. So let me hit y'all with some intro music as more people join the stream, and we about to dive in on our topic today. All the scenery, trees and greenery, cryptocurrency, stake my currency first to the research, deep dive feet first on the beat, berserk on the block we work. Grown man, big world, tiny man. Big bags, 100 grand rubber band. Life of blockchain, never be the same. Verify the ownership, change the game. Transparency when I'm talking fame. Tokenizing our mind and our brain. When I step a pool, I get an LP. Impermanent loss won't affect me. Passive income, passive income, passive income. Gold in my dental, thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals, told my girl it was simple. We getting all this money to purchase rentals and get passive income. A neighborhood hero who started from zero. Researching the crypto and teaching his people. Collecting some euro in Europe for crypto. Spending that dinero on chain with Circo. On chain money market, on folks where I park it. USDC for profit, crypto still popping. Yeah. So y'all listen up. This is all about stablecoins. So today we're going to be talking about millions of USDC minted on Algorand, Hedera, Stellar Lumens, Aptos, and a few other blockchains. And again, I believe the most important aspect of crypto right now is stablecoins. So let's start off just showing y'all who don't know about it. I made a video about this too recently, so go check it out on the YouTube. But this is a little bit more of an update. But the real truth of the matter is our big friends over here at Circle, Make Money Movement, your competitive edge, is doing this thing. So Circle right here, y'all. And obviously they're the one that produces the USDC stablecoin. So we're going to dive a little bit more into a few of these here, but I wanted to make this on, put this on y'all radar. So we got a list here of some of the most dominant blockchains that have stablecoins on there. This list just came out. So Aptos, let me know if you use Aptos. I believe that's an Ethereum layer 2. I haven't really used Aptos, but 285 million USDC minted. That's impressive. That means a lot of transactions. And to me, looking at USDC, you got the on ramp, you got the off ramps, you have people spending. Usually when I buy crypto, I usually purchase USDC, then I'll send it over to, let's say, the Algorand blockchain, and then I'll swap for the asset that I want. I don't necessarily use Binance or Coinbase for anything but stable coins. You know, I like to do it like that. And I believe a lot of people do as well. But you got Optimism, which does a lot of work with Base. And they have Velodrome as one of their biggest, best dexes over there. But L2, I used Optimism, almost 185 million USDC. Then Algorand, this one's Circle here. This is from one of the Algo found, 150 million USDC. You got Hedera, 130 million, Near, 127 million, and Unichain with 110. And Unichain is the Uniswap blockchain that they dropped, which is, you know, kind of impressive to me that Uniswap dropped a blockchain. Like, who's actually using the Uniswap blockchain? And then, which I also thought this was huge for the Hedera people out there, Stablecoin market cap on Hedera over the last 14 days has grown from 81 million to 130 million, up over 980% from this time last year. And what is driving this catalyst? I'm thinking more people just tapping in and institutional inflows and outflows. That's what I'm thinking. Y'all let me know what you see here. But and I definitely use Hedera, and this data right here is from DeFi Llama, but these changes are impressive. And I think for us out here in this crypto space, if we want to really get it in, I believe the times of the utility coins, Hedera's, the Algorands, the Stellar Lumens, the XRPs, the Ethereums, they're back on the menu. And one of the main reasons is because of this happening here, the stablecoin, USDC. And then you got all the payment infrastructure being built. You have to build it on the layer one. You can't build it on the meme coin. You can't build it on, let's say, a blockchain that is not that efficient, even though they are doing stuff on Ethereum. And I'll talk about base in a moment. That layer twos, like Optimism, has been the best thing that you can possibly do here. And then this is some info from Circle. Circle Paymaster now supports EOAs and is expanding to 7 blockchains. Paymaster is the official solution for paying gas fees and USDC, eliminating the need to manage native tokens. Now, EOA wallets can enjoy streamlined on-chain transactions. What's new? EOA supports now compatible with EIP 7702, allow externally owned accounts pay gas and USDC. I think that's massive. Chain expansions to AVAX, Ethereum, Optimism, Polygon, Unichain, Arbitrum, and Base. Paymaster. So why is that important? So when you got businesses, you got institutions tapping in to use USDC, you don't have to worry about it. So like, let's say I'm throwing a workshop or something. You got one of those correct wallets, which I believe the Coinbase wallet is one of them. If you throw in a workshop, like in the past, I would have to send them the native token and send them some like USDC to make transactions, buy NFTs and whatnot. You got volatility. What they're doing with Circle is they're making a deal. You can pay the gas fee with Circle. And that's kind of the dream, to be honest. And some will say you're kind of eliminating the use for the main token if you can pay USDC with gas. But I believe on the back end, they take care of that for you anyway. But I think it's pretty dope. Paying USDC with the fees there. Let me let's see. Let me play this for y'all because I think this will be a great explainer. And then we're gonna check this out. Check this out.
It's Corey Cooper, and I'm a member of the DevRel team here at Circle. And in this video, I'm going to show you how Circle Paymaster works in this sample app. Circle Paymaster is an on-chain service provided by Circle that enables end users to pay for network fees from their USDC balance. So they don't have to hold ETH in their wallet to be able to transact. And currently right now, Circle Paymaster supports Arbitrum and Base. So let's walk through the actual sample application. We're going to create an account. So this is our smart contract account address. We're going to top it up with USDC here. So I've got some in this wallet here. Let me send some USDC to this wallet. I'm going to send $5 worth of USDC to the wallet. This balance should, okay, reflect now. It's got $5 USDC. Let's go over to the transfer section, add a recipient address. We'll send it right back. And what I'm going to show you is how you can transact without having ETH in your wallet using Circle Paymaster. So what's happening behind the hood is it is leveraging Circle Paymaster to be able to verify whether or not I have enough funds in my wallet, to be able to transact with the Paymaster. And then also too, it's signing a message that basically is authorizing that Paymaster to be able to deduct the USDC from my wallet, pass it over to the Paymaster. The Paymaster then converts the USDC allocated for the network fees or gas fees to ETH, and then passes it to the bundler that basically prepares the transaction and broadcasts it to the network to.
And that makes sense. Nice breakdown from that Circle team right there. But obviously, no brainer for businesses and institutions. Another frictionless way to have your customers and all of that just make it happen. And then that allows you as a business to just take care of the USDC anyway. So pretty dope. Make USDC your universal gas token. A lot of benefits there. And then that breakdown shows you that, especially for the Ethereum based platforms, this is how they're going to put themselves in a nice position even more to pretty much dominate the USDC market. So I think that's dope. And then you got something I showed y'all before is this right here. I went to the store to buy some ice cream to eat my bean pie, and I realized I forgot my wallet. Luckily, I had my Moonwell Visa card to pay for the USDC. And right there, this is another form of USDC being the most important thing. And like we said, the title of this is about what does this mean for the users of crypto, the holders, is that these payment rails, especially the blockchains that support USDC, Base, this Moonwell debit cards on Base. I spent my USDC. So you got Base, you got Algorand also working with Immersive to use the MasterCard. And then you have Stellar Lumens, which we're going to cover in a moment, MoneyGround. So you got all these different companies like Visa, MasterCard, MoneyGround now collaborating with blockchains to bring payments online, on chain, excuse me. And that right there, you know, especially like Moonwell, what they're doing, if you're in a different country, like let's say Argentina or something like that, especially somewhere where your dollar or your fiat currency got messed up, you can then use these blockchains to help go spend that money, right? And if that makes sense, I think that's some powerful stuff. And even here in the US, obviously, and to have the US dollar get spread in the blockchain way, it's genius. So yeah, big shout out to everybody that's innovating in this type of way. And then the one I want to talk about here is this right here, Stellar Lumens, one of my favorite blockchains as well. I've been following them. Easier than ever to build payment solutions with MoneyGround ramps. Get instant API credentials, sandbox access, and comprehensive docs. No banking integrations needed. Powered by Stellar Blockchain and Circle USDC for global reach. So you got the Web 2 coming to the Web 3, removing the whole bank infrastructure and then going in. And remember, Trump signed an executive order where these DeFi platforms don't have to follow the same rules as like banks and all that. So they don't have to really be dealing with the IRS standards of reporting on tax documents. So for me, my understanding is you can just be spending your money and do what you need to do. And especially like if you do what I talked about earlier in the video, you go from cash via Coinbase or something to USDC, you move it over into DeFi, make your swaps, make your profits, do what you need to do. You now have an off ramp via the debit cards, via the payment infrastructures that are being built. So essentially, you don't really have to go back to your bank. You can make your profits, get your yields from platforms like Moonwell and USDC, earn 5, 6, 10% on a spike. Take those profits and go spend it right away. And that totally help you avoid the taxes, I think. That's what it seems like to me. But here's the article and the breakdown. Introducing MoneyGround ramps purpose built by developers to simplify cash and crypto connection. And especially for those who are builders, this makes a lot of sense for you. The launch right here, MoneyGram ramps a developer-centric API that enables fast, compliant cash to crypto and crypto to cash integrations through a simple implementation. And then what they break down is what's happening, which I think the important parts here. So built for speed, MoneyGram ramps equips developers with tools to get started in minutes. No banking integrations required. You know, crypto revolutionaries like that. Instant API credentials, sandbox access. This gets a little bit more deeper for developers. Comprehensive documentation SDKs and live onboarding, so they're training you to get it in. And again, you have the collaboration of Stellar, Circle, and MoneyGram, physical and digital currencies. And then they talk about what's next. To developers around the world, we're open for business. Now your opportunity to easily connect our global network and deliver an even greater value to their users. And like I say, when you go over into, I go to a store, Fred Meyer, where I live, and you always got the people pulling up and they're trying to send money, they're cashing a check, sending money back home. And remember, people go to MoneyGram. MoneyGram is trying to make it more seamless. So it's going to be less of going to these type of places. And then remember, Moonwell done went all the way there, and they have the bank accounts. So you can get you a virtual bank account, have your job, your employer, or your 1099, wherever you're working from, send the money directly to your virtual bank account. That then gets converted to USDC, which then goes into a vault here. These vaults, you can get 5.7% on your money, earn you some crypto. You can then immediately go to the debit card and spend money, give family members access, do what you got to do. Traveling overseas, you won't even have to worry about the conversion of the dollar to the euro or whatever. Wherever they take Visa, you can just swipe. So that's what's happening. And that's what I think is the big catalyst, obviously, for crypto in the future. And I think this is what could bring us into, a true bull market for altcoins being everything outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's pretty dope. That's what's happening. And then got something else for y'all real quick. And then here back to the Circle platform. And there's been rumors, right, that Ripple is trying to buy Circle. Well, one rumor is true. They offer 4 to 5 billion to try to slide in and take that Circle market share. Circle declined the request, obviously. And then the rumor went around that Circle or Ripple is trying to spend 20 billion. I don't know about that one, but that would be a hell of a move if Ripple purchased them. So y'all let me know what you think about that, because I'm like, Ripple would definitely go straight to the moon, probably pass up Ethereum if that happened. But again, Circle, here it is right here, 26 trillion in volume, 1,000 different partners, year over year growth is crazy. It's definitely for the United States, it's better than Tether. It's clearly a US dollar back to 101. You got 61 billion in circulation, and then that's as of May 1st, just last week. And then 61.5 billion in reserves. So they got more reserves than they have money circulating. Smart moves right there. And then more and more businesses are adopting it. Fully backed, regulation, USDC. And then Congress right now, United States, they working on sealing the deal to make USDC basically and Bitcoin the cryptos of the United States, y'all. And again, that's what I got for y'all. Millions of USDC minted on Algorand, Hedera, XLM, Aptos, Optimism, all the big chains right there. And then the next phase is to see what is going to happen to the price of the cryptos that are moving these chains. That's what I got for y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you got any questions, definitely leave them in the chat below. Until the next time, y'all. Peace. Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.